Hello, my name is Nick Thaman. I've been unemployed for the last 90 days. I now live in my parents' basement, and AAA games keep getting more expensive. $70? That's like at least 40 games during the summer Steam sale. It doesn't help that I'm studying to be a filmmaker, not a profession known for its financial stability. I really should have seen this coming. I've always wanted to make movies ever since I watched Spielberg's Indiana Jones movies as a kid. Those movies were a cornerstone of my childhood and still mostly hold up immaculately today. So isn't it ironic that now in 2024, there's a brand new AAA Indiana Jones game coming out and I gotta settle for shit like Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis for the CD-ROM?
Don't get any funny ideas. I'll be running the show.
Who the hell is this guy? The 90s was a really interesting time for video games because it produced some of the most timeless and influential pieces in video game history, but they also didn't understand how 3D cameras should work yet. By 1992, we were in the heyday of LucasArts point-and-click adventure games, marked by the release of The Secret of Monkey Island 2 years prior. Now enter Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, a brand new Indiana Jones point-and-click adventure from the same people that brought you 15 different playable iterations of The Last Crusade. But unlike The Last Crusade, this is a completely new story written by completely different people. In the game, we follow Indiana Jones in a race against the Nazis to find the lost city of Atlantis, using clues he finds around the world with the aid of his female companion who he has a complicated history with. I've seen a lot of online discussion claiming that the Fate of Atlantis is one of the best written Indiana Jones storylines, that it even holds a candle to the movies. As somebody who has seen all of the Indiana Jones movies and just played the game last week, no the fuck it doesn't. Not even close. Does the big screen really need to see Indiana Jones climb a coal chute by sticking old gum to his shoes? Or riding a crab boat? Or putting on a sheet and pretending to be a ghost? It's a puzzle game. There's barely any story at all, and the story it does have is just Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is already a movie. Throughout Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, we travel all around the world solving puzzles and gaining clues. The gameplay loop can be boiled down to getting put in a location and using the items at your disposal to figure out how they work together to progress the narrative so you can go to the next location. It's essentially a series of escape rooms. Really, really obtuse escape rooms. Maybe I'm just stupid, and that's very possible, but also maybe people in the 1990s were just smarter because the puzzles in Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis are really fucking hard. I'll walk you through one, and you tell me if I'm being unreasonable. So for some context, gameplay is not as simple as just clicking on an item. You have to manually decide among 9 different actions how to interact with anything. So at this point in the game, we're looking for the lost city of Atlantis, clues for the lost city of Atlantis. In my playthrough, I was doing the team route, so that's what I'm going to be explaining here. There's a man named Omar Al-Jabbar here who's supposed to point us in the right direction, so we show him evidence that we're the real deal. Here's a relic we got earlier in the playthrough. Now, earlier in the playthrough, we got a mask. You want to take that mask and trade it back with Omar Al-Jabbar for one of 10 various items, all of which are broken in some regard. You're going to want to take these broken items, go down the street to the shopkeeper. You want to try and barter with him for a fruit. Now, the shopkeeper is going to say no. However, he will reveal to you his favorite color. This is important. With this info in mind, you want to go back to the first guy, Omar Al-Jabbar, trade this item for one that aligns with the shopkeeper's favorite color. It's different every playthrough. Trade this item for a fruit that we can then give to a homeless man who will give you a ticket to a hot air balloon, which you'll need earlier in the playthrough. You physically and verbally harass Sophia into being this knife juggler's assistant. You will have a knife, which you can then use to cut the rope on the hot air balloon, which will allow you to continue flying into the desert and continue your search for Atlantis. Did you get all that? Do you think that would hold your attention for 2 hours? If we're gonna make a terrible video game movie, let's at least base it off a good video game. Like Blox. I have childhood nostalgia for that game. Does that one deserve to get a movie? At least Spielberg was involved in that game's development. Wait, huh?